Bless you, Jill.
change the keg over. I didn't have the the other day, I'll have a word with him. I was going to change the keg over. I'll have an half an hour. I didn't have the time. I'll have a word with him. Going to change the keg over. I'll have an half an hour. Oh.
All I'm saying is there's got to be more to the world than this. Where'd the clouds come from? Have you ever thought of that?
The other day, and I was coming back, I didn't have the time.
How much for a tumble, Mary? Oh, not after last time.
Ha! You really know how to cheer a gal up, don't you? Lost half my fucking songs the other day.
You didn't. Oh, Aoife, I'm sorry. You know him by heart, though, don't you?
Some. It's still trouble I could well do without. Here, you'd have laughed. This proper cove kept shoving his oar in. Just stood there gawking with his dog and getting in the way.
Sounds familiar.
Been a right shite week all in all.
Like every week, then.
This one'll take some beating.
Aoife, you alright?
Not really. Missed me monthlies.
You with child?
Fuck, don't say that.
I'm your friend. You know that, don't ya?
I know. Thanks, Mary. Here, I need to get back to it.
They had me in for being disorderly. They only let me be when I sobered up enough to carry her.
My brethren, we are infected with a rank pestilence. And though it comes upon us without boil or blemish, without fever or phlegm, its symptoms are no less severe. More so, for man's very soul is ravaged and kept in sickness. The disease I speak of it maketh men weak, and when man is weak, he tolerates all around him. When man is weak, he is forced to greet those abominations of God with...
I am sure, as most of you are aware, Mrs. Mary Ann Nichols was buried this past Thursday at Manor Park Cemetery, in what I am told was a modest and fitting ceremony with close family in attendance. There are, no doubt, some of you here who knew Mrs. Nichols, but as one of our neighbors, she was known to us all. In this spirit, we join together in prayer in the hope that we may find some measure of peace after such a tragic end. O merciful God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who is the resurrection and the life, we meekly beseech thee, O Father, to raise us from the death of sin unto the life of righteousness. My dear Mary,
Good morning, Vicar.
how good of you to come. I take it you knew Mrs. Nichols.
They say she were one of a kind. Give you the shirt off her back, she would.
It is a ghastly business. I cannot fathom what drives someone to commit such horrific acts.
Makes you wonder if he's up there after all.
Mary, you mustn't think that way. Evil exists so that we may choose goodness. Only by the grace of God may we choose correctly.
If you say so, sir.
Enough of that. How have you been? We've missed you.
Sorry, sir. I haven't been coming of late. I hope the Lord can see his way to forgiving me.
Of course he will. He wants you to be well, as do I.
I know, sir.
And how is Mr. Barnett?
You'd have to ask him yourself, sir. Living apart we are.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, Mary.
Nothing to be done. It were his choice.
Mary, if you are struggling, I know the Hope Town shelter would be happy to receive you. They have helped many women in their time of need.
I'll be fine, sir. Honest, I will.
I shall pray for you.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, Mary, our door is always open.
My brethren, here is one now, come from within the church whence they weep for a dead whore.
Don't talk about Polly like that. She were a brickish bonnet.
Begone, harlot, for ye are arrayed in the whore's colour, and have drunk deep from the golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness in her fornication.
Would you like some advice, my dear? Never get married. It'll only fry your nerves as it has mine.
I ain't done nothing.
Well, now I know you have.
Bullshit.
Charlie Bennett! Where'd you hear that kind of language?
You, Miss Mary.
Oh, just don't repeat it.
I'll try. Can't promise nothing, though.
How's your mam?
Oh, she still ain't got no work, Miss Mary.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She says you should come by sometime. Ma ain't got much to do during the day. Says she'd like some company.
I'll try to, when I have the time.
Oh, you don't got to worry, Miss Mary. We's doing just fine for now. I've been thinking.
What is it, Charlie?
Do you think I'll ever be more than a mudlark, Miss Mary?
Where's this come from all of a sudden?
I just thought, being that I can read and write and all, perhaps...
You can be whatever you want to be, Master Bennett. You just need to work hard and find the right place. Now go and fry your face. I'm sick of the sight of you.
Mary. Saved you an orange. Best one it is.
Not today, Esther, love.
Oh.
Oh, don't be sad. I'm just not angry is all.
It ain't the orange, Mary. It's just... I really want a dog, but Mum, she won't let me. Says we can hardly feed ourselves, but we could. I know we could. I just got to sell enough oranges.
Best of luck to you, love. And don't give up just 'cause one sale doesn't go your way.
You're right. There's plenty others wanting oranges.
That's the spirit.
It's a hard life being a businesswoman, but we do what we must, don't we?
That we do.
Careful, Mary Jane. That is a genuine Greenwich piece. And a gift from my generous benefactor. Very expensive.
It's beautiful, sir.
That it is. In the glorious words of Othello, pride, pomp, and circumstance of glorious war. Try not to touch anything.
I think I saw something.
Don't be ridiculous. The poor thing is in dire need of a polish, that's all. Brown Bess, a steadfast symbol of our expansive empire.
Pretty posies for pretty ladies.
Mary! Oh, Mary! Over here! Mary!
A fine day, isn't it?
We should make the most of it.
A good rule for any day.
Excuse my asking.
Sweden. I knew what you planned to ask from the look on your face. That was a long time ago, mind. Accents? Pick up on accents, I suppose.
We get all sorts round here. And most speak it a lot thicker.
That'd be 20 years here.
Far longer than me. Though, I'm sure you notice I'm not born and bred.
The city of opportunity, though, correct? Why else would we be here?
Easy to get lost and not find your way back.
Easier to remain lost if you have little to return to.
Yes.
There isn't time to worry over these things. The weather is fair and this girl sells lovely flowers. I have met a kind woman. These are the things that matter. A good day to you, miss. Thank you for the conversation.
Oh, morning, girl. I was hoping to see your ugly mug today.
You must be able to read my mind. This ugly mug's got some work for you.
Oof, let's hear it then.
Mr. Wick, you know, the curiosity chap needs an extra pair of hands. I suggested yours.
How kind.
Anything for a friend.
How's my favourite flower girl then?
It ain't right for me to grouse, but I'm struggling, Mary. I've enough stock money to keep me going for a week, but with Jack not working...
That idle moke.
I'm doing my best. The gentlemen are still kind and buy their buttonholes, but the ladies are frightened. They keep away. I'm frightened and all.
It'll blow over soon enough, Kitty. People don't take long to forget.
I hope you're right. Speaking of blowing over, is Joe...
Nah. Mr. Barnett don't forget a storm quickly. We still ain't speaking.
What's got him knocked this time?
I were letting Bonnie sleep on the floor. Apparently, inviting whores to share your room don't make for a happy home.
Shame. He seemed like a good man.
Yeah. Still sends me my keep in the post.
I need to find myself one like that. Who knows? Perhaps we're in for a stroke of luck.
Wittick's Wonders, my big toe. Dusty old shit. I've come about the work, sir. Kitty sent me.
Ah, you must be Mary Jane. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Ready to spread the good word about my fine establishment?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Splendid. Furnish thyself, child.
You want me handing out pamphlets, sir?
Why, you do not distribute mere pamphlets.
No?
My dear, you will be as Beatrice, leading them to paradise.
Who's she when she's at home?
Oh, never mind. Mary Jane, what I offer here is salvation. For too long have the people of Whitechapel languished in ignorance, which I am afraid to say is the cause of much of the wrongdoing we see upon these very streets. We have forgotten who we are. A nation built by heroes from whom we can trace our best habits and institutions. I shall remind them of this fact. We shall remind them.
And I'll be doing all that by just handing out pamphlets.
Now, I would not hope to suggest where one might best make a start. You are, no doubt, more familiar with Whitechapel's environs than I.
I know of a few places, sir.
Excellent. We shall settle payment upon your return.
Interest you in an exhibition on King Arthur?
What on earth do you expect me to do with that? Toss them in the water for all I care, but you can fuck off with that rubbish.
I lived here when I was young, you know.
Here, don't you look like the spirit of my daughter? Come back from the grave to haunt this old moke, eh?
Don't get your hopes up that you'll get familiar with the lads down here. I've enough trouble keeping them occupied as is.
You ain't the boss of me, Sid. My business is no concern of yours.
It's my business when the lads I pay my hard-earned cash go whoring around with Judies like you. Mind your mouth anyway. It's Mr. Young to you.
Ooh, didn't mind my mouth once upon a time.
You better watch your tongue, Kelly. You hear me?
You used to have such a gentle way with you, Sid. What happened?
You know what happened.
How is she?
Not good. And I won't eat. Can't remember nothing. Freddie, he cries and cries. She just looks at him like he ain't even there.
Oh, Sid. I'm sorry. I've gone right cakey, because I could swear that dog is following me. They're for an exhibition, don't ask.
You know I can't go, but I'll hide it in my top drawer for you. Thanks for thinking of me, Mary.
All right, miss. My apologies, but there'll be no time for chatting today. The force is stretched right thin, what with this horrid business. Please offer a statement, or I must ask you to leave.
What horrid business?
You mean you haven't heard? Well, last night... Oh, there I go again. No, caught myself this time, didn't I? Oh, I think I'll be right proud. Please, leave if you have no statement to make, miss. Good day.
Interest you in an exhibition on King Arthur?
Not for me, Miss Kelly. I ain't sharp enough for the likes of that. I'll see if me pa's interested, though.
Ah, bless you, Henry. Hey, what's got you in such fine spirits, Master Hopkins?
It's nothing, Miss Kelly. Honest.
Business good?
Oh, the bad air don't hinder appetites, Miss Kelly. The old man's bacon can weather any storm.
That ain't it at all. Would it happen to be that posh girl from up Spitalfields?
Agnes is a fine girl, Miss Kelly. I have so little to offer a woman like that.
Hey, you've plenty to offer, Henry. What about your pa's job?
Oh, Miss Kelly, I ain't a baker. The old man would have me in a heartbeat. But I miss the people, you know? Let some other lad have it. I'm happy to be on the streets, me.
And Agnes?
Who knows? It's a rummy old world, ain't it? I could be in luck.
Would you like some advice, my dear? Never get married.
They're for an exhibition. Don't chaff me, I need the money.
You know me too well. I may as well have one. Who knows? I might find myself an old song or two in those dusty books.
My brethren, we are in...
I know that sweet perfume anywhere. My angel of Whitechapel, Mary Kelly.
You do flatter me, you daft old man.
Hey, if I'm lying, may God strike me blind. Mary? Where you go? Me can't see nothing.
Ah, very funny. Ain't lost your sense of humour, have we?
The day I do, they can put me in the ground.
Still sound in your old age, Tom? Oh, it's good to see.
Nah, not sound enough, Miss Kelly. Me gone lost my father's ring.
Oh, no. Can you remember where you had it last?
I can't recall. It was the first thing he bought as well. First thing that was his. I'm gonna have to find it.
Not now, you won't. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye out for it. It'll be around here somewhere.
Me can't lose that as well.
Then I'll find it for you, old boy.
Oh, Mary, would you? Bless your child.
I've got more business to attend to, Miss Mary.
I see you have no more pamphlets. I trust all went well.
Practically biting my hand off they were, sir, to look at them.
Excellent! Whitechapel's prodigal sons and daughters are soon to return. Now, such valuable work must not go unrewarded.
Thank you, sir. I shall be glad to help again in the future if you have need of it.
I shall keep that in mind, Mary Jane. I see you admiring my latest purchase. I wonder, do you happen to recognize the language in which the text is written?
Looks bloody old, whatever it is.
Over 1,000 years, in fact. It is an ancient dialect of Welsh.
What's it about, if I might ask?
You are familiar with the tales of King Arthur?
A little. My gran used to tell me stories.
many have told the tale down through the ages. Mallory, de Troyes, most recently Tennyson. This book contains one of the earliest and least known versions. Rather primitive, but that is to be expected. Would you like to hear it?
Please, sir.
Why, Mary Jane, can there not be more people like you in this world? The tale begins long ago, in a time of darkness and war, when prophecy foretold that from the chaos would rise a great king named Arthur and his mighty court at Camelot. From far and wide came the bravest of warriors, each pledging their swords to defend the kingdom's glory and ensure peace forevermore across its lands. And from among these warriors there stood one, braver and more glorious than all the rest, Sir Lancelot du Lac, heralded the greatest knight of his age. But while all admired the valiant star in their midst, there was a fiery passion that burned deep within another's heart. Alas, Queen Guinevere knew it to be wrong, and fought to keep her desire hidden, until one day she could not bear the agony any longer, and confessed all. To the Queen's surprise, Lancelot did not chide her words, but instead wept, for in his eternal goodness he had not felt a purer love in all his years, and swore to keep Guinevere's secret until his last breath. Tragedy was almost averted that day, were it not for another who watched from the shadows. It was the sorceress Morgana, Arthur's exiled kin. She too yearned deeply, but not for love. Her prize was the crown upon her brother's head and the title of queen his birth had long denied her. So that very night she went transformed to Arthur's chamber, whispering to him her wicked tale. Plagued thereafter was the king with dreadful visions, not of ghouls and ghosts and monstrous fiends, but of friends and lovers committing treachery most foul. Upon his waking, Arthur's torment did not end, for he knew in his heart a nightmarish truth had been revealed. The wretched couple was summoned before the king, who, in such pain, could not bear their presence any longer, and declared them outcast, never again to step foot within Camelot's walls. News of this great turmoil quickly spread throughout the realm, and the dark forces, long defeated, stirred once more. And so Morgana's evil plan was almost done, as she woke dormant terrors to rain down fire on Arthur's fallen kingdom. Finally, the scheming sorceress was poised to take the crown and rule as Camelot's eternal queen. But a deathly shriek cut her triumph short, and with haste Morgana flew to whence the dreaded noise had come. On a bed of ash she found her enchanted dragon slain, and so too Lancelot, returned to save the kingdom and by a noble death redeem his name. With her evil plan thwarted, Morgana raged, but her punishment was not yet over, for the wizard Merlin appeared in judgment of her crime. He passed sentence and bound Morgana to a wretched form, proclaiming the sorceress forever cursed to roam a world of her undoing. But in the act of binding such evil, magic had seeped into the very ground upon which they stood. Some say it was a miracle, others a curious fate. But brave Lancelot did draw breath once more. Second life the knight was granted, and so from Camelot's ashes he did rise and devote his sword and self to protect the weak from harm and keep evil forever at bay.
Oh, the Welsh certainly do know how to spin a yarn, sir.
The illustrations are also exquisite, are they not?
The drawing puts me in mind of someone. A gentleman I met the other night. He even has the same dog.
Maybe Lancelot has come to Whitechapel to banish evil and lead us all to the light.
I should be off, sir.
Good day to you, Mary Jane.
I've got more business to attend to, Miss Mary.
Mary, just the person I wanted to see. That chap you were talking to last night, the one with the dog, Mr. Jenkins, seemed to have a lot to say to you.
Oh, he's a queer one, all right.
How so?
Hard to put my finger on it. Like he's not quite what he appears to be.
Well, he's a crimp.
No, I don't think he means harm. It's hard to explain.
Strangest thing I heard late last night coming from his room.
What?
Sounded like he was talking.
To who?
His dog.
Ah, plenty talk to their pets.
No, I mean properly talking. As if they were having a conversation, back and forth, pauses, questions, replies, even apologies, for heaven's sake.
Well, I never. Did the dog say anything back?
No, it just... Oh, very funny.
Sounds like you've been working too hard, Mr. Waldron.
Always have done. It's in my nature. Don't get to have the finest public house in Whitechapel by chance.
Oh, you know what you need? A drink. Ale's your poison, innit? Is that a new one on tap, I see?
Just in this morning. Down from Burton, the Chutney Boy. Beautiful drop it is.
Pour two and I'll join you.
Oh, I can't. Wouldn't be right. Besides, Ethel sees me keeping company with your sort, she'll have my guts.
She don't mind my sort bringing the boozers in, though, does she?
Keep your voice down. Just because something's a part of life don't mean you have to like it.
I know what you mean. Just how I feel about this place.
All I'm saying is there's got to be more to the world than this.
Another new face. Good morning, young lady, and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Mr. Green.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Green. You all right, sir?
Do I look normal to you, miss?
As normal as anyone.
Don't mind me. It's been a busy morning. What seems to be the problem?
Dreams, sir.
Unpleasant ones?
They can be.
Oh, that isn't good. Don't suppose you happen to remember any?
Some. They don't make a lot of sense. They have strange things in them.
What sort of strange things?
Things what fly and make the most terrible racket.
Birds, you mean?
Made of metal they are, with huge wings, bigger than a man with his arms stretched out.
Oh, that does sound peculiar. You know, there are some who say dreams have meaning.
How's that, sir?
In that they're a sort of premonition of what's to come.
Is that what you think?
I know it's a dicky old world, and there's lots about it we don't understand. But some of the biggest mysteries are the folk in it. Let's see if we can't make up a draft to help you sleep a bit better. Would you mind helping me gather the ingredients, miss?
Name's Mary Kelly, sir.
Well, let's get started then, Mary. First, we need some cocoa wine. Very good for calming nerves. Next, we need some laudanum. Excellent if you're feeling overworked. Oh my, yes. That'll work a treat. Very well done. Now, I mix these up with some water, several drams of syrup, and the pièce de résistance, a dash of bruised ginger. This should do the trick, Mary.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That'll be a shilling. Take 3 spoonfuls 1 hour before bed, and I promise a better night's sleep will be had.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Good day to you, Mary. Come back any time, should you need anything.
Mr. Leach, is the sleuth hound on the scent?
Why, Mary, have you not heard? The devil has but visited these streets again and claimed another soul.
No.
I knew we had not woken from this nightmare yet. I was not wrong.
Who was she?
Many are reporting the name Civvy.
Mrs. Chapman? Well, she was in the 10 Bells but last night. I left without even speaking to her.
Poor woman. Word has it she were horribly cut. The worst yet.
But it don't make sense. If this leather apron's who they say he is, what would he want with Annie? She never sold herself. Christ, the whole of Whitechapel knows that.
The police would have it different, Mary.
Would they now?
It is my theory this leather apron is but a clever piece of subterfuge by the detective force. They know who the real killer is and hide it from us.
Why would they do such a thing?
What if he's a man of great importance in the world? Man will go to great lengths to hide a scandal, you know. It would not be the first time the powers that be have colluded for such venal reasons.
If you have evidence, you must write it in the paper.
It is evidence that I'm lacking. I travel to Lemon Street this very instant in search of it.
Well, I'm travelling with you and all.
This endeavour isn't without its dangers, Mary.
I'm well acquainted to them, Mr. Leach. Let's go.
There will shortly be a commotion outside. When it occurs, encourage as many of the constables out onto the street as you can.
Where will you be?
By that stage, I hope to be alone in the inspector's room. I won't have long to conduct a search.
Oh, this is fairish bit more dangerous than I had in mind.
There is no turning back now, Mary. Sergeant, I am Mr. Henshaw. I wish to see Inspector Reed in his room at once.
Oh, I'm afraid the inspector is on leave, sir.
In that case, I must speak to the officer in charge of this station.
What is it about, sir?
Nothing good, I imagine.
Inspector Aberline. What a surprise.
And by the look on your face, Mr. Leach, not of the pleasant variety.
Leach? He said his name was Henshaw.
You really do develop some nasty habits. Working for that blackguard rag.
That rag is London's best-selling paper.
A lie is still a lie, no matter how popular.
Maybe we can continue this discussion in your room, sir.
Or how about one of the cells, Mr. Leach? If that man ever comes back, escort him out immediately.
A change to our plans. Your turn.
My turn to what?
To talk to the inspector.
Me?
The people deserve to know the truth. You do want the killer brought to justice, no?
Fine.
Dutch carriage.
What is it?
Cocaine.
Nah, you're all right. Inspector, may I speak to you privately, sir?
I'm very busy at present. Sergeant Gully here would be happy to assist you.
It's about the latest murder.
This way.
First, let me take some details. Full name.
Barnett. Mary Barnett.
Place of residence.
Miller's Court.
Number.
2.
Occupation.
Oh, is all this necessary?
You said you had some information for me.
There was something awfully sad about Annie. If the stories about her were even half true, I don't know how she kept going.
My Christ! Please, stay here. I shan't be long.
So that's the bastard's name. Rubbish. Everyone knows Hanbury Street's where you go to bed down when you ain't got rent. What in the devil's name's this? Oh, what sort of monster does that to someone? Ooh, sounds like they're as much in the dark as you, Inspector.
Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Sorry, Inspector. I must go.
Miss, if you have knowledge pertaining to last night's crime, you must tell me.
I was mistaken. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. Please, Inspector, let me go.
Here, Mary, I've a note for you. Can't stop. Need to keep on the move. I'm a wanted man.
If I got a dog, I'd play with it so much.
I take it Abeline did not think you complicit in the ruse?
I'm here, aren't I?
I'm sorry, Mary. The inspector's presence was unforeseen.
What's the history between you two?
I may have written the odd article the inspector took exception with, but that is neither here nor there. Tell me what you found.
Very little.
The distraction did not work?
Oh, it worked. I just didn't find no subterfuges you spoke of. Their money's on Leather Apron. John Piser's his name. Don't know about you, but slipper makers don't strike me as the important type.
You fall for their lies, Mary.
The inspector don't strike me as the crooked sort is all.
Apply pressure to any man and they will bend. Fred Eberline is no exception.
I just can't imagine him keeping such a dreadful secret.
Speaking of secrets, there's a man rife with them.
Seems harmless enough.
Word has it he's been asking after work.
He seemed pretty flush that night I saw him in here.
Then that is surely a mystery. And one I must leave you to solve alone.
Oh, you're still in Whitechapel, Mr. Jenkins. Looking for work, I hear.
We all must earn our keep.
See, now either you got holes in them pockets, or someone's had their hands in them.
Wakeful, aren't we?
Have to be round here.
So I am learning.
Take it you've heard the news?
Another slain. I just so happened to pass where they found her. There was much talk among the crowds.
Seems lately that's all we do talk about round here.
Do not lose faith. The killer will be found. I'm sure of it.
Couple hundred coppers walk these streets and blood is still spilt. I'm beginning to think I'd have better luck.
That would not be wise.
Well, waiting for others ain't helped so far.
To catch a beast, one must know why it kills.
Or just his name. John Pizer. He's the one they're calling Leather Apron.
You know him?
Huh. I know his type. Had dealings with him enough times. As far as they're concerned, women ain't no better than dogs. If you're looking for a why, Mr. Jenkins, you won't find better than that. You think different?
Mrs. Millwood, assailed on the 25th day of February, restored to health and died 6 days later from natural causes. Mrs. Wilson, slain on the 28th day of March, twice stabbed in the throat. The assailant was heard demanding coin. Mrs. Smith, again assailed for coin, this time by several men. She died 2 days later. And lastly, Mrs. Tabram found dead on the 7th day of August, 39 stab wounds to her body. These are savage acts, but wholly separate.
You're forgetting Polly.
With purpose. Whosoever slew Mrs. Nichols had no hand in these earlier crimes. Her wounds stand apart from the others, and it were not for coin.
There's something you're not telling me.
Ha! The pot calls the kettle black.
The latest. Annie, Mrs. Chapman. The police say her cuts and the like are the same as Mrs. Nichols. They say something were taken from her.
Taken? What?
It were one of her woman parts.
I must go.
Where to?
I worry Fay has not returned. I shall find her.
I could help.
Good day.
Get you a drink, Mary? What's this? Madam Eves?
Mr. Jenkins was eyeing it. I saw this earlier at the police station.
Doesn't surprise me. Always crackpots offering their services when there's a big mystery to be solved. Load of old rubbish, if you ask me.
Miss Kelly to see you.
My time has a price. One I doubt you can afford.
Evening, Miss Eve. I've come for help. Mr. Jenkins recommended you.
I do not know any Jenkins.
Tall, fair hair, up himself. He's got a dog and all. I think he talks to her.
Sit. Tell me what you seek.
Thought that was your job.
You require evidence?
You do know I'm broke?
You have cause to be skeptical. The others were false.
Others?
The others who told you, they spoke to your husband.
Joe didn't like me doing it. Said I should let go.
Would you not feel jealous living with a man who yearned for a wife long past? I could make contact with him if you want. But that isn't why you've come here, is it, Mary?
No, it ain't.
You do seek a man, Yes?
Pizer. John Pizer.
Hold that name in your mind. The tarots show us where we have been and where the path ahead may lead. Select one. The Hermit, reversed. It tells me you do not trust. You often lie.
Maybe I got a good reason.
Pick another. The Devil. This is the one you seek.
Yes, that's him.
This person is calculated, selfish, and cruel.
Is this working?
Concentrate. Pick again. Justice reversed. You are no stranger to the police.
Occupational hazard.
The High Priestess. There is a woman in your past. Someone you respected.
It can't be my mother. Oh, Madeline?
The Abbess.
Oh, I worked there years ago. How did you know?
Pick another. Oh, the star. This is a good sign. Go to the brothel. You will find what you seek.
I will?
Pick again. Ooh, the moon. Bad things will happen at night.
You mean he'll kill again?
You must be careful. Another card. The Hierophant. It represents the link between the human and divine. Do you go to church?
I try.
Try harder. Pick again. Another good sign. The world reversed. You have opportunity on your side.
Doesn't feel like it.
Embrace your destiny, Mary. Again. The Emperor. This tells me there is a man of power in your life. You are wary of him.
Mr. Jenkins?
He means well and wants to help you. Pick the final card.
Death.
It means finality. Your journey will come to an end.
Then I'll find him.
It is within your power. The reading is finished.
What do I do now, then?
You have been told where you must go. The rest is up to you.
Time to pay an old friend a visit, then. Good night, Miss Eve. And thank you.
Un fantôme.
Hello, Madeline.
Marie, ma belle, you look like shit.
And whose fault's that?
You have not forgiven me?
Doesn't look like it.
I had no choice, you know this. A mother must have control of her children, or else it is anarchy.
Does the cunt still work here? I don't see her.
Well, she left not long after you, with the contents of my safe and my most profitable customer.
Ha! So I was right.
You expect me to act on a dream? Huh. You have not come back just to reminisce, no?
I'm looking for someone. Been told I'll find some answers here.
Be my guest.
It will be good for my girls to see just how green that grass is on the other field.
I heard you and Madame talking. You used to work here, didn't you?
Until I was thrown out, yeah.
What's it like working the streets?
Not easy, but I manage.
I meant no offence. I'm worried about my friend is all.
Who's that then?
Abigail.
Name doesn't ring any bells.
She got sent away a few weeks ago. Madame dismissed her and I haven't heard from her since. I haven't seen her at all. And with what's going on out there.
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. If anything had happened to her, it'd have been in the papers.
But why hasn't she been back then? We told each other everything. We cared for each other.
You'll see her again. I know you will.
I need to button it. Madame will have my head if I'm not ready for the next customer. Thank you for talking to me, I mean. I'll see you around, maybe.
I've been washing every day, like you said.
Make sure the water's good and hot.
Fresh off the stove it is.
Keep it up now. I don't want the blame should them sores return. Looks like someone wants a word.
Oh, good God. Mary!
Charlotte!
Christ, it must be 4 years at least.
Look at you! Not the shy girl I last laid eyes on.
Only when they want me to be, right?
That's my girl. Oh, when did that start?
A while back. Madeline brings her in once a week. Punters always pay more for a healthy quim.
I imagine she ain't short of work. I hear there's another house just opened in Knightsbridge.
She's half dozen lodging houses too.
Built herself quite the little empire as Madeline.
Come on then. What you been up to?
I could tell you, but I'd bore you to tears.
Can't be worse than here.
Yes, it fucking can. Trust me. Ain't no old duck powdering my quim every week, that's for sure.
Come back then.
Madeline would see this place burn to the ground before she had me back. She's a stubborn old A-bag.
Like someone else I know.
Well, this stubborn cunt ain't come back for a job, but she needs some help.
Anything.
I'm looking for someone. Man named John Pizer. Been told here's where I might find answers.
What do you want him for?
Think you know why?
He came in here once or twice. Some of the girls didn't like him, said he scared them. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted Madeline to see I was strong.
And?
When we did it, he liked to pretend. You know, like he was someone else.
Who?
He was just pretending, Mary. Me too.
Charlotte who?
A killer.
Jesus!
It was just an act, a story. He didn't mean no harm.
Did he ever mention where he lived? Charlotte!
This ain't none of my business, Red. Ain't yours neither.
Shame they couldn't say that, eh? They were too old, too poor, too fucking tired. If you're happy to carry on pretending it ain't happening, then be my guest. But I can't. Not anymore.
He spoke of his mother's house. Said he liked to get away there sometimes. Mulberry Street. And number 22, I think. You're not going there, are you?
Oh, too fucking right I am.
It's not him, Mary. It can't be.
We'll soon find out.